Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So it's that time of week again. It's our usual Friday night live. I'm a little bit later than I was hoping to be. I literally just got in from leafleting. So once again, we just spent another few, well, I think it's been about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. We went out leafleting. I just got in, and we're just trying to make a little bit of a difference for our community. But like the title of the live says tonight, I hope everyone's safe. I hope everyone's keeping keeping well out of the wind. We've had it quite bad up here. Rachel, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in from Don't Crop Me Now. Let's see who else is coming in for a chat and to say hello. So yeah, it's been really windy at the moment. I don't know where it is. I don't know how it is where you are, but I hope you're keeping safe. Our garden's taken quite a bit of a battering, so there's going to be some repair work for me to do this weekend and get it all nice and tidy and get it back up to scratch, because the wind's knocked down my gourd arch. A couple of my arches have been completely smashed to bits, so it's going to be a lot of cleanup, I think, for a lot of people. So let's see who's coming to say hello. We've got Quirkus Robo, Dandy Mum, A Lot of Chef, Christy Grows, Moz, Michelle. How is everyone doing? Hope you're all keeping well. Let me put that phone on silent because I'm getting a few messages. There we go. So we've got 4 people over on TikTok. How is everyone doing over there? Matthew Jones has just come in. So where am I located? I'm located in Leeds, West Yorkshire. How about yourself? Margaret, thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. So Rachel's good. Lots of wind here too. Been working on our community plot, completely knackered. How bad has it been? We've had some crazy winds here. Let me just get that charger a second. One sec. Just give me a second. Yeah, I mean, the winds seem to be getting worse every year. Every year they just seem to be getting worse. I think it's quite bad. So 5th like, wicked. We've got 19 people, 6 likes. Let's get that like count up a little bit. So Michelle's asking where's the wood chip. So the wood chip, we did a good job with the wood chip actually. We moved quite a bit of it, so we've I think this has been the 3rd or the 4th load this year. So I had a drought of wood chip for a couple of years, and I was really struggling to get hold of wood chip for a long time. And then all of a sudden, we got 3 or 4 deliveries together, managed to clear all of that. And then Moz turned up with a massive monster truck thing and just tipped loads on my drive. And we've got half of it down. What we've done is I've taken out my grass paths. So all my grass paths are now wood chip. So a good layer of wood chip on there. And what I'm slowly doing is we've got quite a steep slope. So I'm building up the layers at the bottom of the garden and lifting the soil level up down there. And over time, we'll get it higher and higher up, and we'll get a more level sort of garden instead of being as steep a slope. If we get it a little bit more level, the plan is it'll hold a lot more water. And if we're having hotter and hotter summers each year, then having that water retention ability in that soil will just give it the chance to, be a bit more drought tolerant. We haven't got damage fortunately at the moment, but lots of big stuff blown around. See, I thought the worst that was going to happen is my bins are going to, our bins got knocked over. I thought that was going to be the worst thing. But to the arch in front of my chicken house, that's completely knackered. And my gourd arch, I only built that last year. It took a fair bit of building. I mean, it wasn't the strongest thing in the world, but I thought it'd give me another year. That's completely smashed. It came down and it smashed in half as well. So I think that's going to need complete rebuilding. So it's very flat here where I am. The wind is normally terrible in the winter, but we've only had 2-3 days so far over the months. I've noticed we haven't had much rainfall at all. I had to go out a walk. Yeah, rain has been been coming real short supply so far. So far this year, this winter, it just hasn't rained. The snow, I mean, we hardly get any snowfall anymore nowadays, but the rain's completely dried up as well. So I think drought resistance is going to be one of the key things this year. Because if we don't get that autumn winter rainfall, the reservoirs don't fill up, and every year when we're using water in the summer, we deplete the reservoirs and they're not filling up again, and the underground aquifers aren't filling up again. We're just depleting resources, and until that cycle gets restored, we're in trouble. Tony, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Alan, how are you doing? My favorite known here. Known? What's a known, man? Hope the chicken pen and chickens are all right. Chicken pen's okay. I mean, that's got quite a good bit of shelter because there's quite a tall, probably 6-foot privet hedge right in front of the chicken coop. So that deflects a lot of it. Remember, when wind hits something, it sort of lifts up, and then when it comes down with even greater force. So it just lifts it up over the chicken coop. But that's one of the things that we've struggled with, because when we moved here, we had some massive ash trees taken out, and those ash trees would have given our house a lot of shelter. I mean, they were like 100-year-old ash trees. That's the sycamore tree that you worked on was. So there was 2 sycamores on either side. They're still there, and the 2 ash trees or 2 or 3 ash trees in the middle, they were taken out. And what it did is it created like a thingy, a wind tunnel, and that just made the wind that hits the house and comes up the garden, that whips up the hill, even worse. Because we're at the top of the hill, it gets quite bad. So user 613 is asking, do our chickens slow down laying eggs during the winter months? Yes, they do. So from about October-ish to December, they're quite slow. January, November, December, January, they're the 3 months that they're quite slow. But at the moment, they're laying. I've only got 3 laying hens, but they're laying quite regularly. So we're getting two eggs every day. So one's missing a day. Yeah. Oh, your favorite? I thought you sent my favorite. I thought you were saying I was your favorite something. That's why I asked what it was. I just read it again and it says your favorite, not my favorite. I get it now. I'm catching up, guys. I've been out walking for the last 2 hours. I'm tired. I put homemade compost down on one of my new beds on top of the sifted soil. Would you leave it for the worms to take it? I'd leave it, Moz. I think that's fine. I think you've done wicked. Got the floor, something been rough, hence no live this week. But I hope. Oh man. You were quite bad last year as well. Not so long ago as well. You were quite ill. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. Ginger, how are you doing? Good evening. Have missed so many of these chats lately with work. Great to join this week. I'm slowly working my way through your jars. I try not brave the fate. Let us know when you try the face melting one, because that's going to be wicked. That'll really get you tingling. So we're doing a market tomorrow. So first time, first market of the year. We're back at Meanwood Market. So if anyone is in Leeds or happens to be popping by, come and say hello. Yeah, we're back at Meanwood Market from 11 o'clock. So where we at? Northern Ireland said in an Irish accent, but see, I thought, yeah, it was all that confusion about year and my and yours. That it was that bit that messed me up. Well, I'm jealous of the wood chips. If I had more room, I'd have had. Yeah, see, whenever there's free wood chip about, I'm not turning it away. Yeah, I love that delivery. I honestly did. Really, really, really nice to get that delivery. So thanks, big man. Graham, how are you doing, mate? Thanks very much for coming in. Working too hard with everything, I guess. The immune system is. Are you sleeping all right? Ali, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. Kentish girl, Kentish girl, born and bred. Derek, how are you doing, mate? Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. You got here on time, wicked. So someone over on TikTok is saying, "I'm from Zimbabwe. I love your videos." Thanks very much, man. I didn't know you were getting your videos all the way over there, but it's nice to have an audience in Zimbabwe. That's nice to hear. What am I reading from? I'm reading from computer screen. Have you ever seen those homesteading YouTube channel? Your account reminds me of them. The thing is, it is. I mean, it is homesteading, but it's done in a British context. So, if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see all my homesteading videos on there. So you'll really enjoy. If you like YouTube homesteading videos, you like my YouTube homesteading videos. But rather than just homesteading, we're teaching a whole variety of skills in terms of land management as well, mainly on a small scale because that's all we've got. Monty, put your glasses on. The thing is, if I go looking for my glasses now, I know half of you'll disappear when I come back. So I forgot. I got into the house at 7:45. Quickly washed, got washed up and cleaned up, and then it was quickly straight onto the live, and that's why I was a little bit late to start. So a couple of hours of what do you call it, leafleting, and we're back here. So where we at? Sleep. I'm writing until 2 a.m. most nights, and then up at set. I know that feeling. See, Tori, at the moment, I'm out leafleting every day. I'm working, then leafleting, then teaching, and so this morning, write my next leaflet, then out leafleting at 12 o'clock after Jummah, leafleting around the mosque, and then because I had a couple of volunteers who came out to help me, out leafleting again just a bit ago, and I just got in straight onto a live. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. I've bookmarked your channel for the garlic growing video, but need to binge watch. You'll enjoy it if you like the homesteading style videos. You'll enjoy it, but it's in a British context. So if you're British, it'll make a bit more sense. But what I'm trying to do is, I keep saying this, I'm trying to create a Bangladeshi village in Leeds, and that's basically what we're doing. So you worldwide. Excuse me, tired. So barefoot. Is that right? Barefooted English lady. I was just making sure I haven't got my glasses. Isn't that touching to know how far your videos are being viewed? I'm in Cheshire. Started out this week sorting my garden. Oh, that's lovely. I'm glad. I'm glad that you found our channel, and welcome aboard. Brick Lane. Brick Lane. So I very rarely make it down to London, but if we do Brick Lane, any other, you go down to Brick Lane, you never go into the same restaurant twice because you always grabbed. As soon as you start walking down it, you get grabbed by someone. Come and use our restaurant. Um, breaking. Has everyone got a good signal, or is it just we all right? Love that when your show is so relatable to the average British back garden. See that's the thing, right? There's so much manicured. Like the TV garden shows, they're all manicured, and they're really loads and loads of money that goes into it, and loads of production. For us, like right now, my YouTube studio is my bedroom, right? My desk is my washing up basket. My seat is my bed. Right. This is the way we're working. We're not working on massive budgets. We're not high flyers. We just do what we can and try and make do with whatever we've got. Um, Question: we buy bird's eye chili peppers from Asian supermarket. I've chatted them grown on damp kitchen roll and they're growing. Do I stand a chance of growing chili? Absolutely, you do. Chittered, not chatted. Yeah. So as long as you're well, you can chat to your chilies as well. I talk to my chili plants quite a bit. Yeah, I have some good conversations with my chili plants actually, but we won't go into that. But yeah, more than likely you're going to get very similar chilies. The odd plant might produce something a little bit different, but you will get some bird's eye chilies again, or something very similar. So yeah. AJ, how are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Glad you came in to say hello. Andrea, I hope you're keeping well. Anybody else started getting hay fever symptoms? It's a bit early for that, isn't it? Is the tree video coming soon? Oh man, it is going to come soon. I just need to. I need some time to edit the bits and then fix the bits with no sound. So it's a big job that is it's just turned into a bigger job than I thought it was going to be. Because normally, when the sound's there and everything's there, it's just a case of just editing it, sticking it together, and getting it out. But because there's things I'm gonna have to reshoot, and the bits in the middle that I'm gonna have to reshoot, it's just turned into a bigger job. Yeah, so that's the only thing that, yeah, I need to do it. I need to get it done. Let's see if we can get it done this weekend. Oh man, TikTok signal's perfect. We've got 5 people over on TikTok. How's everyone doing over there? Say hello and let you know. Yeah, loved washing in the garden last year. I've now got myself an allotment inspired or LF plaster. Oh, that's wicked. I like that. I like that. What you're planning on growing this year? Have you got something that you're looking forward to growing this year? So who we got over here? We got. I've been moving slabs for the community plot in my father-in-law's car. My arms are dead. The car is full of mud. How big are the slabs? Because if they're the big ones, then that must have been some hard work. That must have been some serious hard work. Will overwintered turmeric sprout again in the spring? They should start sprouting soon. Get them somewhere warm, if you can, and you'll probably get them start sprouting soon. One of my turmeric plants has just stuck its little thingy out, its green bit. The technical term, yeah. I'm into using technical terms. Oh yeah. So let's see who's coming in. Blackberries, strawberries, raspberries. You can't go wrong with soft fruit. they're expensive to buy. Cheeky monkey. They're expensive to buy, and they'll do good. Planted garlic and onions on Boxing Day. Did you plant onions from bulb or from seed? Where's Graham Bolton tonight? I need to shout. And that's what I'm saying. Where's Graham tonight? We're going to miss him. We've got one Graham in the house, but the other one's missing. Yeah, here, look, someone's saying hello to you. Look. Is it worth growing ochre? I think it's worth growing. Quite a few people have had a lot of good success with ochre. So yeah, I mean, it's something that I need to have a go at myself.
Say something.
So yeah, I definitely want to have a go at it myself. But if you've got some tubers, then I definitely have a go. I bought a 3-pack of chilies from Wilco for £3. Ken Naga, and the other one cheap. Who knows what it'll be? But Naga is just my favorite. You know, I love from bulbs. Onions from bulbs, wicked. First Boxing Day is fine for them. Can everyone give a thumbs up, hit the like button on YouTube, doing Graham's job here? Absolutely. If you guys haven't hit that like and subscribed and all that sort of stuff, then you should definitely do. Did you say hello back to Alan? Or you're not talking to Alan? Hello? You're not talking? Okay. He's not talking to you, Alan. I don't know why. Bit of a strange question. I'm currently writing a sign on the symbolism of plants. What's a sign? A reference to Muslim culture for both Cyprus and tamarisk. What's tamarisk? I'm wondering if you know of any other plants with significance in Islam. So Zain, okay, magazine. Yeah, absolutely. Olive is a really important plant. Figs are a really important plant. There's a jujube plant, so the lote tree, Jujube judei, that's a really good important plant. Or in Arabic it's called sidr.
I know what Molly said.
Yeah.
They can see
gourds.
Only see the top of my head.
Gourds are really important because these are a plant that
I know you can see the top of my head.
Enjoy to eat. So there's a lot of plants.
Toss. I bet no people joining.
Let's see who else is coming in. So we've got
lots of people joining in.
I've overwintered my dahlias. They're going into pots. When do I start? So if you've overwintered your dahlias, then right about now, what I do.
I just don't know how to do it.
What I'd do is I'd stick them in a tray. Do you know, like a seed tray that's about 2 inches deep? Fill that with compost and put your dahlia things in there, and then you'll see them start sprouting very soon. And if you've got them somewhere warm, you know, like in a greenhouse or in your house or something like that, they'll start sprouting. Send out the little shoots and just take off those little shoots and pot them up. And if you pot them up, your dahlia flowers from cuttings are normally better than dahlia flowers from tubers. So yeah, there's a little thing for you. So Moses saying hello to you as well. So he's saying we can only see the top of your head. Let's tip that down a little bit and see if we can. Oops! No, I've just completely. Moses, look what you got me doing. Making a complete mess of it. There we go. He's gonna take over now. Recommendations for when to start my seeds. Okay, so just 1 second. So LF plastering at the start of every month. What I do is I do a video on the seeds that I'm planting this month. So depends on the seeds. Tell me the seeds you want to plant, and I'll tell you when to start them. So if you just give me a list of some of the seeds you want to go for, I'll tell you when's a good time to do it. Ow. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Over on TikTok, someone with a butterfly. Is it a butterfly or a bird? Alan saying Zaki, you're my favourite. So Alan said he likes you better than me.
Look.
Toss, how are you doing? Only putting around 2 dry. To anything else at the moment.
But
No way to water restriction.
I still got that
See,
joke.
we've had no water either, you know. Our Pakistani pigeons. Do you race them? Do you race your pigeons? And there's another one saying hello to you as well. Look.
But I still got that joke.
What joke?
The key that opened the banana.
Go and tell them that you.
What key opened the banana?
So what key opens a banana? I think I made a note of that. Tamarask is a weird one. It grows in saline soil and encrusted with salt. Prevents germination below itself. Romans used it to crown their criminals. Has it got any other names or a common name?
I am going down.
Yeah, racer pigeons. Okay. Okay. Where are you based? So tomatoes. Now's a good time for tomatoes. Cucumbers. Now's a good time. And chilies. You're running out of time for chilies. So get all of those sown right now. You'll need a propagator for all of them if you're sowing them right now, or you're gonna need somewhere warm to get your seed started. So if you've got a propagator and heat and some grow lights, then you're away. But other than that, then somewhere warm on top of your radiator or something like that to get it going.
Papa, did you hear that? You got it right, monkey. Because
and then on a south facing window.
And key makes
keep your glasses up. Don't look over your glasses.
Key. Monkey.
So you're from Birmingham. Is the wind? If it's a south-facing window, you might get away with it now. The days are a bit longer, but get them started straight away. If you haven't got a propagator, then on top of your skybox, on top of your skybox, your boiler, anything like that, anything that's got a bit of permanent, consistent heat, use that to get them germinated. If you look at some of my earlier videos, from a few years ago, you'll see how I did it without starting seeds without using.
Somebody came out and no one said monkey.
Because I've only had propagators in the last couple of years. Oh, you've done that with the dahlias. Wicked.
Papa, let me ask you a question.
Go on and ask you a question, man.
What key opens the cheeseburger?
A cheeseburger? A key for a cheeseburger? Go on then, let's have a look at this one. So, love the videos. Newly subscribed in the last couple of weeks. I'm working through the backlog. Andrew, I'm glad you found them. Yeah. Wicked. Welcome aboard. Hope you're doing enjoying them. So he's saying your dad's wallet.
That's not key though.
That's not a key though. There you go. It's gotta have key in it. A tamarisk salt cedar is a native to Middle East and Africa, I think. I'm gonna look at this salt cedar because I've not heard of it. Let's see if I can find an Arabic name for it, and that might make a bit more sense. But the jujube is one that's really important.
I know, Papa. I know what key opens.
Do I use grow lights?
Papa, I know what key opens the cheeseburger. A human key.
A human key. There you go. I do use grow lights, especially for my chilies. I'll switch them off sort of mid-March though. So if you're starting plants now, then by the time if you want in grow lights for this season, it's probably not worth it if you've got a south facing window. So if you've got a south facing window, then by the time they germinate a couple of weeks away from now, then you're away. So probably not worth it for this year. Look for a sale maybe when it's out of season and use it for next year. But if you're going to grow plants like chilies, if you're going to plant your tomatoes early, aubergines early, and do all that, then I think grow lights make a massive difference. I'd normally start my stuff off in December. This year, I just didn't have the time, and we ended up planting it in January. But I'd normally have my grow lights on from December to about end of February, mid-March. I found the top of the refrigerator works well if you don't have a heating mat. Brilliant suggestion, and it's nice and flat. You've got a good amount of space up there as well. Really good suggestion. I like that. There we go. He's about to shoot me. Rebecca, praying you watch the Dominion. Please go vegan. See, we support the consumption of less meat, but personally, I could never go vegan for religious reasons. So, yeah, for me personally, it just wouldn't work. But for everyone else, if you wanna go vegan, absolutely support your choice and great job. Love how your son is holding you to hostage. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they take over a little bit. Working through the videos will give you amazing advice. Well, you better. He says you really want a cheeseburger because you have that gun to my head.
I didn't want a cheeseburger.
You didn't want a cheeseburger, okay. Non-vegan is promoting animal abuse. Okay. Okay.
I don't want a cheeseburger. I'm vegan.
You don't want a cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger. SM1980 is the inspiration to us all. Inshallah, let's just keep straight, inshallah, and that's the thing. His wife makes a fantastic vegan curry, though. See, we work with everyone. Do you know? We're quite welcoming of everyone. Moz, you've been to our house. Yeah, you were here. We looked at, yeah. We look. Yeah, anyone with a different choice to us, that's perfect for them, and we'll be with you, man. Yeah, that's the way we work. But for us personally, you know, when you say things like that we need to become vegan or something like that, yeah, that is just saying you need to change a complete religion, basically, and that's not something I'm prepared to do. For thousands of years, we've eaten meat. Yes, vegan is good, but not for all. Our vote were always torn. Brother, as a Green candidate, what's your view on the Islamic debate of See, you know, when it comes to things like that, right, a lot of it is taken out of context. Right from the start, you know, from after the Khulafa Rashid, we've always had some laws that are, you know, brought in by mankind. Look, simple things like traffic lights. Yeah, you're going to disobey the traffic lights because it's not proven from Quran or it's not proven from Hadith. Of course not. Yeah, we're always going to have some kind of authority. Now, it's do you want the authority to be people who you can trust or people you can't? That's the question. So I'm going to try the Naga chicken wings as soon as I can fire up the bot. Those Naga chicken wings, you love them. I think they're wicked. Yeah, really good. Eric Fletch, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. I've been subscribed to your channel for some years now. Love the content.
Baba, it says
Sunny
false.
Spain. It says false. Oh, did I read it wrong?
It has an A.
Yeah, I just completely read it wrong. I haven't got my glasses. That's my excuse. But
It has
I'm
an
rather
A,
in the title
Baba.
of the registrator. So the thing is how are you going to take that and how are you going to apply that? Yeah, there's a lot of tafsir in that. It's not as simple as how those the debate and the discussion around that is so deep. It's not very simple. If you do want to go through that, we can go through that in a lot more detail. I can take you through some of the tafsir of that ayat from quite a few of the reliable books. I've done my garlic planting using cardboard. I'm glad you like that. Animal slaughterhouses are closing everywhere. I mean, mass animal slaughterhouses do need to shut down. Not a problem. I hope more do. I've been vegetarian since I was 11. Eventually, my family became veggie too because I showed them how easy and tasty it was, but increased over time. Include people. Don't see. This is the thing. There's certain things.
Baba, can you plant? Can you plant cucumber?
Without a doubt, we eat way too much meat, and we need to reduce it. There's some things as a point of principle, isn't it's a deep one, but it comes a lot of the vegan debate comes from, and I'm going to be quite controversial while I've got this monkey on my back, but
I'm not in your back.
a lot of the vegan debate comes from a very position of a lot of privilege. Now, when we were growing up, right, I'm going to be quite open. When we were growing up, we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. Now, if you're going to say to someone like us when we were, 30 years ago, where we were pretty much, where we didn't know where our next meal was coming from, or you can't have some chicken, or you can't have some meat, we grew up malnourished. Yeah. You can't say that to people. You can't say that to people like that. So it comes from a very, very high position of privilege, and there's a lot of built-in systematic racism in the attitude. There's systematic classism in the attitude where that comes from, and that is a problem. Yes, reduce meat consumption. Yes, reduce animal suffering. Absolutely. What are you doing? But there is a lot of problems with it.
Nobody can see me.
What's happened here? It's all gone blurry. What are you going to sow next? So we're going to start sowing. So we'll start sowing. We've had some problems with our cucumbers. We've had some problems with our cucumbers. Not a lot of them germinated. So I'm looking for some more cucumber seeds. We're going to get some new cucumbers sown. We're going to start sowing our bottle gourds very soon. So as soon as you get to
nobody can see me.
Probably the last week of February, early first week
nobody
of
can see me. Nobody can see me.
So as soon as we get to the first week of March, we'll start sowing a lot more of our
nobody can see me.
Bottle gourds. We'll start going that way. Yeah. So hoping to take perennial kale cuttings this weekend, harvest my yacon tubers, and get some very late broad bean seeds in.
Why did you say?
The thing is, if you're going for some of the other varieties of broad beans, you can get, sow them right into March, and even if you sow some late broad beans, you can still get broad beans towards the end of the season as well. If you sow some broad beans in about summertime, you can get harvest just in the autumn. So you can get a lot of winter harvests. Jesus is the savior of the world. I'm glad you think so. I hope you find happiness with that. Everyone's that's exactly, everyone happy, everyone live your life, yeah, wicked. Walaikum assalam, Hamza. Hope you're keeping well. How are you? We've been divided by sex, income, race, religion. That's what the thing is. There's a lot of things that every single one of us has the ability to improve something every single day. None of us is gonna be perfect. Never is anyone gonna be perfect. We're gonna always have to do something to improve ourselves. And as long as, whether it's for the environment, whether it's for our families, whether it's for our communities, we're improving a little bit each day, or every little bit. We'll take small steps. We'll get there. We can't. No one's going to be doing 100% everything right. We need to be doing lots of people who are doing lots of things imperfectly to try and make a difference. I've got some bottle gold seeds from Bagram. What's Bagram? You say that at the same time. Oh, you little monkey. Yeah, exactly, Hamza. We have to focus on what we have in common, not what divides us. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can have some conversations about things we don't agree on. We can have some conversations, but there's so much that we're together on. Bagram. Well, I don't know what Bagram.
I did it 4 times. There's just one called M.
So who's called M? Where?
On here, but one just joined.
See, I'm a fat vegan that murders. The thing is, Moz, we had some nice food though that day. See, Graham was like, I need to have vegan food more often. Do you know? But it's a shame he's not here, because he would have said he liked that food as well. So we're united by our love for gardening and doing the best. Well, that's beautiful. That. Hamza saying, "How are you doing?" Hamza's asking, "How are you doing?" Go on, he's talking to you nicely. You say something back to him nice. Go on. I'm doing okay. I'm being a monkey. I'm being funny. Yeah. Go on, say something back to him nice. Go on.
I'm thinking of something.
You're thinking of something. Do you grow mushroom pots? As I've only ever. Andrew, you're gonna like. I did a series last year of tiny garden. So how I set up my tiny garden. So before we got this house, we lived in this little terraced house. So it had those me and my brother, my 2 sisters, and my mum. So 5 of us in a 2-bedroom house, and it had like on one side you came out and there was concrete. No, sorry, on one side you came out there was a road. On the other side you came out and you had like 4 foot of concrete. So on that side, what we used to do there was we used to grow in bathtubs, in large containers. So what I did last year was I did a series on replicating that garden and just showing how much.
Why isn't anybody talking to me?
You can grow in a tiny space.
I don't know.
I'm going to do that same video again this year, or that same series again this year, because I know, I'm lucky enough to have a nice garden now, but for a long time we never had we never had a nice garden. So there's a few people talking to you now. Yeah, Shakir Rahman is saying, "Walaikum assalam, walaikum, young man." You've got Michelle saying, Zaki, what's the quickest vegetable?
I don't know.
Go on. You don't know? Go on now. Have a go. Look, there you go. Runner bean. A runner bean.
I didn't know it.
You didn't know it is a joke. Because the beans run. It's a runner bean. I think life's a lot like gardening. You never everything right, and some things are going outright fail. I like that. I like that metaphor.
You know what he said? Crackers don't ruin it.
So there's another joke here. How'd you help your dad in the garden? How'd you help your dad in the garden?
I do nothing.
By doing nothing. You're jumping on my head and stuff, aren't you? I was gonna make a joke about sodium, but then I thought, nah, you wouldn't get it. Oh, there we go. That's cheesy as well. Tomatoes in pots, potatoes in pots, carrots, they do all well in pots.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Carrots do well in pots.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
I actually have my best results with carrots in pots.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Bathtub. If you've got a bathtub, they're the best pots for carrots, I think.
Baba, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
You feel like you're gonna vomit? What are you talking about? What's the latest? Latest with what? We've been quite badly hit with the winds. We're working hard trying to get our message out to try and get elected this year. Inshallah, we've got a chance. How are things with you? My granddad eats tomatoes and cucumbers. I'll wash them, and she eats them like apples. Oh, my granddaughter, not granddad. How do I get granddad? Do you love veg, fruit like? So Zaki, do you like fruit and veg? You like broccoli? You like peas?
I don't like broccoli.
Yeah, you do. You like peas?
I don't like broccoli.
But you like peas though.
I do.
You like sweet corn?
I do.
You like
Grapes.
we just established another masjid in St. Almonds, mashallah, fantastic. Did you see the minaret being blown down and Juzri Markaz? Pound for Pound TV, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Long time no see. How are you keeping? I don't know if it's
Can I tell them a joke
the
when
amount
it's
of woodchips in
Ramadan?
your garden made me chuckle. How do
Can
you
I
get access to
tell
tree
them when
surgeons?
it's Eid?
There's a tree surgeon in this live chat.
Baba, I'm just gonna tell
who dropped
them
them off for me.
something. It's Eid of Ramadan.
Is Eid in Ramadan? Go on. How did you find JKN? I love JKN. I really love JKN.
I'm joined. Look, Em.
Yeah, I loved it. I miss it so much.
Please join.
You could also do peas for the pea shoots, lettuce in a window box, or maybe there you go. There's loads of things. Why are chicken? Yeah, there's a joke for you. Why are chickens so funny?
Because they flap.
I have a real problem with slugs. Apart from chickens, what was some good advice? So
I know why chickens are so funny because
if you've got slugs, then nematodes. Nematodes occur naturally.
Somebody called
let me just answer this. So they're a parasite that eats slugs and kills slugs. So they basically eat the slug from inside.
What?
You can make your own nematodes. Go looking for slugs with little black blisters on their back. So if you find a brown, if you found a brown slug, you'll find like a black patch on it, and that's normally the sign of nematode infection. Or just pick up a load of slugs at random, stick them in a bucket, and make yourself some slug soup. Once you've got that slug soup, just water your garden, water your soil, water everything with that slug soup. and basically you've just infested your garden with nematodes, slug eating nematodes, and then that'll kill all the slugs or infect them and reduce the things. But you can also get, if you want quick results, you can also get some iron pellets, so they're not the toxic ones. So iron pellets, you can get the wool pellets,
a jumping onion,
that are quite good, and that, yeah, so they're safe for organic gardening.
Yes.
So Ramadan is in 34 days, and if you drink alcohol, then beer traps are all right as well. We don't use beer traps. I also watched a video. A video I watched says we should harvest the cucumbers when they're only half the mature size, or so with that, if you've got cucumbers right at the beginning stage, right, it's with any plant. It's quite common in cucumbers. What might happen is your cucumber might put one cucumber on, and then what it'll do is it'll focus all its energy in that one cucumber, and it won't produce as well. Just slow down, okay? But I don't think you should be harvesting them when they're half ripe. I think you should be harvesting them when you're ready to harvest them. Now, if they're half ripe and they're not going to be tasty, or they're not going to be, or it's going to be a glut for you, then no, I don't think you should do that. I don't think it's going to affect the productivity of the plant, as long as you're doing regular harvesting, because you'll notice some cucumbers, they produce throughout the season. They're putting flowers on all the way through the season. Even when they've got loads of cucumbers on, they're still putting flowers on. Now, if you've got a variety of cucumber that are all going to come on at one time, then what to do with that is to stagger the sowing. So grow two plants. So grow one plant, let it all go to harvest, and grow another plant, and let that go to maturity, because you need those plants to go to maturity. Yeah, hang on, because you didn't finish your joke, man. I left plastering. Do you know anyone from Warsaw? I know loads of people. My in-laws are from Warsaw.
I said because they got glue.
How many cucumber plants would you grow? So LF plastering, I grow a few cucumber plants because I grow some different cucumbers. So we grow, some gherkins or gherkin type cucumbers, and then we grow some we grow some round cucumbers that are like apples and lemons, and they're really good to just pick and eat. And then we grow the big cucumbers. So if you've got the space, grow a couple of plants and grow a couple of different varieties.
Can I tell him?
Yeah. Icky,
where are you? Joe.
Where
What's an onion that jumps up and down.
Where's that? Spring onion. What's happened? What's happened with spring onion?
It's a jumping onion.
I didn't see it, mate.
It's
a small pond to attract frogs and toads. Absolutely brilliant idea. A small pond is just going to increase the biodiversity in your garden.
Papa,
as long as the water's kept fresh, you might even get dragonflies coming there.
Onion.
A jumping onion is a spring onion, yeah?
Jumping onion, jumping onion, jumping onion, jumping onion.
Yeah, don't be trying that slug soup. Especially, yeah.
Jumping onion, jumping onion, jumping onion.
My shallots haven't germinated after a week. Shallots after a week. Have you planted seeds or have you planted bulbs? If it's in a cold environment and the seeds, it'll take a couple of weeks at least. If they're a little bit warmer, they might take 10 days. So don't worry.
You're gonna take it.
No way. Who do you know? So my in-laws are from down there. Do you know the So do you know the Bengali girl who just became a counsellor? Now her husband is related to me. So seeds indoors was. Seeds indoors, they want about 15 degrees Celsius, and if you're growing them from seeds indoors, they want about 15 degrees Celsius.
I need my own joke channel.
And just like just 1 second. You need about 15 degrees Celsius, and you need to give them about 10 days to 2 weeks. That sort of time, they will germinate. Julie, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in.
Julie?
Tony, you have a good night. Go get yourself some rest, man. And we'll see you soon.
Papa, I need my own joke channel.
So Icky's ruining someone's terrible joke. What joke?
No, my
Where have we gone?
Him.
You missed the joke. Say because like a chicken. Say because like how does a chicken say because? Because like that.
No.
How does a chicken say that? Eh?
The cock-a-doodle-doo.
How does a chicken say because?
The cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, Fireman T, how are you doing? And guys, if you haven't hit that like, please hit that like for me. Yeah, don't be stingy with those likes. So Zach needs it. Oh, I've just seen that. Have you purchased any wood? No, I haven't. I'm so crazy busy at the minute. You remind me, and then as soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna get told to do 10 other things. So sugar. Monty, it's 9 o'clock. Looks like you need a rest. Oh, there's my reminder. Someone's looking out for me. Sarah Radwalaikum Assalam wa rahmatullah. When do you transfer under your grow lights to your windowsill? Not for another couple of weeks yet. Mid-Marchish. Food forest. Howie, hope you're keeping well. I grew watermelons last year and the year before. I managed to get one small watermelon each year. Right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. We've just hit that. We're past 9 o'clock. I need to go get some rest, and I need to go and have a fight with this one. Get him in the sleeper hold. Yeah, sleeper hold. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see you all later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. There we go. Let's call it a night there. How do we turn this one off? It's always a little bit harder to turn this one.